Indian enterprises abroad. Growing of food and other crops for the world market required capital. Large plantation could borrowed it from bank and markets. But what about the humble peasants? So, in this paragraph, we will learn that uh, peasants were working so much for growing the crops of different varieties as for food and as for the raw material of for the market of the Britishes and for other nations, but in the output they were getting very less cost, as that is not sufficient for them to for their livelihood, even for their livelihood. So in this way the conditions of the laborers were so uh, poor, and for the peasants it was also so critical, because they have to be uh, bear the burden of taxes, different types of taxes, and they were taken hard labor, and they have so much pressure to give a large production of the raw materials for Britishes, and foods, grain crop for Britishes, as for to transfer it for European areas. Indian trade, colonialism, and the global system historically fine cotton produced in India were exported to Europe, and from Europe that was manufactured, and uh, the manufactured product is come to India for sale on a high rate. But the raw material, just cotton, which was taken from India, that was on very less rate. So after manufacturing the cotton from which was taken from India, becomes so much high rated when it come in the form of cloth in Indian market. So by this matter, uh, the Europeans were taken much more profit by Indian market, and by the raw materials also. Here the export of the cotton is given that between 1812 to 1871, share of the raw cotton exported rose from 5% to 35%, and indigo used for drying cloth were another important export, which was rose in 1820, mostly from India and China in European market. British's export to India was much higher than the value of the British import from India. Thus the British had trade surplus with India, because India was the colonized nation of Britishers. Britishers used the surplus to balance its trade difficult with other countries, that is with the countries from which Britain was importing more than it was selling to. So they were totally taking benefit by all the ways. either by export or by import. Britain's trade surplus in India also helped pay the so-called home charge that included private remittance home by British officials and traders interested payments on India's extant debit. The pensions of the British officers in India and all the matter of administration and the payments of the Britishers were also burdenized on India to pay them. So by this way they the Britishers were exploiting India as to get much more benefit by every sources, and they make too much compelled to India for doing so as to give the benefits to Britishers.